What is going on? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another live stream. If you don't know me, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Let me see if I can get my mic right. I can. We're good to go there. Happy Wednesday, August 14th. I'm going to be trading ES on the 1 minute chart here. You guys can feel free to ask questions. Going to be looking at the TopstepX platform. Trading a combine that I was working on this morning after some XFA trades. I'll break those down. You guys can take a look at my charts. We can go through markup if you like. Again, feel free to ask questions in the chat. I do my best to answer if I am not getting ready to put a trade on or managing a trade. Even then, I try to answer for you guys. But that was what's going on, man. What's going on, Marcus? Yes, sir. First live. Happy to be here. Good stuff, man. Kevin, what's going on? Good afternoon. Awesome, man. Let's get into my trades from this morning. We can do a little bit of a top-down analysis and see where we're at for this afternoon. If you guys like the song, that was Major Van Winkle. Rest in peace, Major. You guys can check him out on YouTube. Let's see what we got. So, opened up. You know what? Let's do a little bit of a top-down analysis. Let me kind of hide this stuff. First, I like to have this stuff broken down on the chart if I can when I open up, so we can go through my trades. You guys can see what happened this morning. This ain't a signals group. This is so I can show you how I do what I do. You can decide if you find that valuable, take things you like, leave things you don't, and apply it to your own trading. And if you're here from Topstep Live, Topstep TV yesterday, welcome in, man. That was an awesome show. I'm happy to have you here if you joined after that. So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Sorry, guys. I want to make sure this is not so wonky. Cool. Zoomed out on the 15-minute chart. I think this is about as far out as we need to go. You guys can do some further out analysis if you'd like. I noticed this up at this zone, right? Sold off, put this low in after the really big sell-off off of the highs. Crept up a little bit. I consider this a little bit of consolidation, kind of a rangy, choppy back and forth movement, albeit we're putting in higher highs and higher lows, just nothing major. Broke up above this level after, fighting it as resistance for a little bit for a general term used there. And now we've came up into this area of lows that seemed like some pretty solid support. And once it broke, that was the waterfall to the downside. So interesting area that we've been at coming into the session today. Let's look at the 1 minute. I had these on my chart so I could display what I was looking at this morning, but I will go ahead and take this one off. That was a high of day anchored VWAP. So coming in, we had this newsprint, right? CPI at 830. That set the overnight high and low. Opened up to the downside. This looked bearish right off the rip. Was looking for trades. Sorry, guys, I want to zoom out so I make sure VWAP is straight. Was looking for trades to the downside and got short on one. Really a tough move here. This is where I got caught on that long. So let me go back and throw these back on my chart so you guys can get the breakdown and see. If you're not in the free Discord, this is all in the free Discord as well. Full report with the trade report. You guys get everything. This way you can know I'm legit whether I'm winning or losing. So here was first trade on the XFA. Short as we started to break down. I watched this as we put the 15-minute opening range low in. We started to push back up along this session VWAP. I'll throw the anchored VWAP that I had back on here off of high of session, high of day for that time. Really using that as resistance. Looked like we were coming down. We had liquidity on bookmap to the downside. Easy target towards overnight low, if not a breakdown below. Again, this was volatile when it opened up. Looked like there was a lot of volume behind the moves. I want to get short as early as possible and target this move to the downside if I can. Cut this one short, took a little bit of profit, and then stopped at break even on the remainder. Just didn't play out. Managed it okay. Preserved capital. Didn't let it turn into a loser or come all the way back into drawdown on me on that one. This one I'm taking all day. I just unfortunately was early on it on the XFA. For today. Not early on it as far as the setup itself, because again, I'm taking this one all day, but just needed to come down and stop everybody out before drifting way, way higher. Had the direction right. Timing is everything, right? Took the L. So this was, the thesis here is, and I like this setup, I really do. We're finding support. Maybe it's at the 15-minute opening range low. We see that a lot. This one's at the overnight low, right? We bounced right at overnight low. Right back up. We're failing to go lower. We had an option to crack back down off of VWAP here and come lower. We're breaking up above VWAP, starting to test high of day, anchored VWAP. I took this long right here, expecting it to continue. Potentially, if it had to come all the way down and put a new low in, that was my exit point. Not going to survive a pullback like this at all. I'm not taking it short from up here after we failed to go lower this many times. We came into liquidity on bookmap as well up here. I figured, hey, maybe I'm going to miss the move as we were coming up and it's just going to blast off. Maybe we're going to react to the downside really harshly as soon as we come up here. We didn't get that. Buyers just held it higher. We cracked a new high as I got in, or after I got in, rather. That looked good. But you can see how this one played out, right? $200 loss on the XFA. Again, keeping risk tight on that. Still positive, still in the green overall, but did not play nice with me. Saw the setup again. Now we come lower. This is yesterday's session VWAP, New York session VWAP. If I have a level above or below that I want to look at, and just try to find some reason to throw a VWAP on there, I will. In this case, you can see how it was respected. Yes, I did have this on. This wasn't an after-the-fact thing. No, I don't trade directly off of it or anything like that, but it can provide some perspective. Came down, tested this discretionary zone, tested this prior day session VWAP, pulled back up, right? Was waiting to see, are we going to react to the downside here? Are we going to push back lower? No. Same play, up to the upside. If we were going to melt on this, here was its chance to. Now we got bullish candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple on the 1 minute and the 5 minute coming back up. I think on the 15 minute, this was a really long wick to the downside. Not that I'm checking 37 charts, but here's the play. Getting long off of structure, coming back up into the range, testing this targeting this 15-minute opening range high and overnight high. Ducked out of this one early. Tried it once and just didn't have the conviction to hold it here. Got in the second time, scaling in and out multiple times on the combine. Had meetings coming up, couldn't hold it, and just took it for a small win. That's the thought process. Sometimes you have to decide, hey, am I just going to hold this thing? Let it do whatever it's going to do without managing it and walk away. Unfortunately, that would have played pretty nicely today. Not really how I like to trade on the really low time frames here on the U.S. indices. I don't want to have trades running this way. Overnight swing stuff that I played around with is different, but this is tough. So not saying shoulda, woulda, coulda, but here it is. That was the play that I was pressing, right? Tried it once here, took the loss. Tried it 2 times here after I got stopped out or closed it. However, that one really played out early. Took it for $343 across 2 attempts to get long, and you can see how that one played out. How have I, if I had held it, excuse me. So yeah, that was my morning. Again, kind of choppy, a little frustrating to see this one come back down and then the move play out afterwards. But that's trading, man. That's how it goes. On another day, this happens here and the move takes off. On another day, I get stopped out here. I try it again over here and I get stopped out again. So, you can't predict the market. You can put your plays on that provide an edge for you. Use your discretion, use your intuition, and structure your risk in a way that makes sense. Manage your trades to the best of your abilities if you do manage your trades and you don't just set it and forget it. And let the odds play out in your favor, man. So I'm going to get rid of this high of day anchored VWAP. Going to leave this one on just for now. Just for, another level of structure. Again, what's on my chart for the new guys in here? Again, welcome in. I've got overnight high. This is the area that price trades from session changeover all the way up until 9:30 a.m. Eastern, which is NYSE open, designated by this vertical line. That's the high. That's the low. This was off of the newsprint today, obviously. I have overnight low. I have prior day high and prior day low coming off the daily candle, and then some discretionary zones, areas of interest based on price action and market structure. Along with that, we've got 15-minute opening range, high and low. Love those levels. VWAPs, standard session VWAP with standard settings right here, running through the middle. And that's just an indicator that you can utilize straight from the indicators. I use anchored VWAPs off of high and lows of session. Like as I'm getting ready to trade this today, right now with you guys, there is your low of day anchored VWAP. It is a drawing tool in the projections tab. You can throw it off of a high or a low, can help you to form some structure. Maybe it helps you visualize who's in control, buyers or sellers, acts as some dynamic support and resistance. As it gets broken, as it gets broken, it can be an entry or exit signal, help you structure trades. I'm not going to leave either one of these on. I can see that we're starting to use this as support, back above it, trying to stay above it. But just a little bit much on my chart. I like to try to run a clean chart so I can pay attention to structure. Again, you could throw one off of a low like this. I'm looking for longs as long as we stay above this without slicing through it. Tells me buyers are in control, that type of a deal. But for now, for today, this late in the session, I don't want this much on my chart. These lines are overlapping where we're at enough, and that's, that can start to be a little bit messy. So failed to go, again, tough session, right, man? Failed to go lower or broke out and then found some support all the way back up. Looked like this was going to break out and run, and we were in store for what we had yesterday, slow grind to the upside. Sell back off into prior day high, found support there, right to the VWAP, and now we're kind of just drifting higher. I don't love this for a trade. I don't have a super clear direction, right? If I look at the session and say, what does the structure and price action look like? Here's the open. Or we can actually be a little bit more clear with it. That's tough, guys. That's tough, right? Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to lock that in. This is a tough one. No clear break to the upside or downside. A expansion outside of really all of my main levels outside of prior day low, but a break below 50-minute opening range low and overnight low without follow through. Then a break back above 15-minute opening range high and overnight high without follow through. This is typically a tough day for me, so I'm happy that I limited the losses where I did. Now looking at some new opportunities in the afternoon, we'll see if something sets up. Right now, I really don't have anything. Resistance back up at this overnight high, that we're testing multiple times. We break above and start to run higher. Maybe longs are in store. Maybe we just drift higher towards the end of the day. My gut tells me that a rotation back into the zone, just based on pure speculation, really, looks like the power hour move, but I'm just not sure yet. So we are at 149. Got to start this one a little earlier than the 2:30 that I was originally planning. I'm going to hang out with you guys. I'll answer some questions. I'm going to watch this start to develop. If I decide to mark anything else up, obviously you'll see it. But for right now, I don't have a trade. I'm not ready to get long on this. I don't have a break to the upside that I want to get long on or a break to the downside that I want to jump short on right away. I'm thinking the real strong indication for me would be another push lower, another leg lower, breaking through VWAP, coming back down, breaking back into yesterday's high. I'd look to take that short, maybe back down towards yesterday's VWAP, back down towards 15-minute opening range low, overnight low. That's kind of what I'm looking at if that happened. We continue to drift higher. Again, it just feels like yesterday where it's that, try to jump in on the move, like what I was talking about on Top Step TV. Try to jump in on the move. You hope that it's not over. Find a way to structure risk. Maybe get stop loss to break even when it makes sense, and just look to capitalize on that drift higher. But it's tough. It's definitely tough. So choppy right now, albeit bullish, right? Kind of bullish. So we'll see. As far as risk and, so you guys have perspective of where I'm at. I have 5 XFAs with TopstepX here. I have multiple combines that I need to work through. This is the one that's closest to dying, in profit for the day, but in drawdown overall. I'm trading these very aggressively. $500+ risk per trade. Maybe I get 2 trades out of it before I hit a DLL in a I take 2 losses scenario. In the case where I win, gives me some nice room to scale out of the position, hold on to winning trades to let them run. So, the goal is max profit. The limit is DLL. So, I think it's important to note that so you guys don't say, hey, there's, it's over risking, gambling, leveraging. Everybody's in a different financial situation and is going to trade combines and XFAs differently. As you get more XFAs and combines and that situation develops, it'll probably be dynamic. So that's where I'm at. But again, important to note, probably way too heavy for most guys, unless you're in a situation like me. So let's look at the chat. What is up, guys? Watched you on Top Step Live yesterday. Like the way you analyze. Join your Discord right away. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys hopping over from Top Step TV, the live stream yesterday. That was awesome. Super fun. Didn't get to take a trade, but some great conversation. It was a slow market, so I got to yap, and it was really fun being on there with Andre and all those guys. It was fun, really fun. Dobie and Eddie asked me the question at the end. It was awesome, man. Hope I get to be back on. I got positive, responses from those guys afterwards. Got the tweet from MP after on Twitter, said I crushed it. I was like, oh man. So, I think I think that platform is awesome. So I really do geek out about that stuff. This is like the bread and butter, and Top Step's #1, man. So if I can be on that, I'm grateful for that opportunity. Like I said yesterday. AM, hey, what's going on? Amy, how are you? Will, what's going on? What's up? Amy, overnight high and low. Yes, I renamed these. Overnight high and low was the thought was overnight. Amy helped me clarify that one. So yeah, I was marking these as pre-market high and low, but I think overnight high and low better captures what I am talking about here. Since I'm going all the way back to session changeover, it does usually happen in pre-market, but not always. So I think it's appropriate to call it overnight. Some people might call these initial high of day, initial low of day coming into the open, or whatever other name you want. But I'm going to call it overnight. Today was tough. Jose, yes, Mr. New York. Yeah, today was tough, man. This is hard. This is hard. This is not a clean, rangy day. This is not a trend day. This is what I would start to call expansion, right? Break to the downside, no follow through. Break to the upside, no follow through. We didn't continue that expansion, but this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. Some opportunity for trades, right? Enough room, but direction is hard, man. It's hard on a day like this, for sure. What percentage do you normally use combines versus fundeds? So again, man, that is all going. Sorry about this. That is all going to come down to your situation and your risk management plan. And I talked about this yesterday. If you want to be, you can be as aggressive or conservative as you want. I think it should make sense for your data, right? You should understand your average win rate, your average risk to reward. If you trade discretionary, you actively manage your trades. Maybe you don't have a really solid number for that, but on average, you want to look at what that is. And then decide, how aggressively do I want to get on these combines? How many losses do I want to give myself per day? How many losses, from the start do I want to give myself before I blow the account? And, kind of build out from that worst case scenario. So I'm not going to have an answer for you or what's going to work well. Typically, I don't even have an answer for it. Right now is what I just said. For the 50K combines, I have multiple that I'm working through. I have 5 XFAs. I'd like to rack up more combines that are ready to go into XFA if I can. But as I'm trading XFAs, I don't have that much time to trade combines. I'm going to press them pretty damn hard. 500 risk per trade, I think, gives me my 2 shots for the morning and the afternoon. If I can't make it happen in 2, I'm DLL for the day. In certain situations, I will go heavier than that on 1 trade. That's very aggressive. It gives you 4 trades at best, if not less, before you blow the account. You're going to go through multiple combines on the way to passing 1. for an XFA. I fully expect that and accept that risk. You work with your numbers and decide what you're comfortable with. I think many guys would do much better on micros around that, $200 or maybe even less to start, even in the combine. For XFAs, I'm right around that $200 risk per trade right now. I think that's pretty happy medium between being really aggressive and really conservative. There is that unique dynamic once you get into the XFA for Top Step, which is you need 5 $200 winning days to qualify for a payout. So there's somewhat of another factor in there. If you're going to start risking really, really small amounts and maybe not have $200 even as a target for the day, that can be difficult. So I think on micros, around that $200 risk per trade for me is what I'm comfortable with. It gives me quite a few losses before I lose one of them. I'd have to go on a pretty gnarly losing streak, which is absolutely in the realm of things that can happen before I lose one. And it also is allowing me to size large enough where I can hit those $200 days without having to do anything crazy or hold on to trades for forever. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, on that. But again, I'll be dynamic with it. I really do have confidence in my system. I have the experience to be able to set out, create the plan, and then execute on the risk management side. And I'm not bragging about that. It's just, it's just where I'm at. So I'd like to start conservatively in the XFA, right? Unless you have the data to size up really big, why are you going and shooting for the moon? I posted it on Twitter and Instagram yesterday. Don't let your ego get in the way of you getting paid. Take your small wins and take your small payout, maybe, however small that may be, without killing the account, and make it real. Get paid, and then scale from there. There's no massive rush. If you're in a rush for money and you got to get paid, not the right business to be in, unfortunately. So, hope that helps, man. I've been practicing aggressive strategies to pass combines, past 150K practice in 2 trades yesterday. Very aggressive, yeah. With more risk comes more reward, but you just understand what that risk is. And again, if you have the data to support trading that aggressively, you have a system that provides an edge. You can quantify that a little bit, even if you're discretionary. Go ahead, if you're comfortable with it, and decide on what your initial investment would be with multiple combines and working into multiple XFAs, with the understanding that, hey, if I size up this heavily, I'm at a pretty solid risk of losing this combine or multiple combines on the way to passing one. For a lot of guys, that's acceptable. If you are just running through combines, you don't have that data, you're blowing them left and right, there's no reason to do that. When you get to an XFA, you're not going to be able to trade it to profit anyway. Stop wasting your money, drop back to demo, slow things down on one combine at a time, and focus on creating your trading plan, your risk management plan, everything that goes into actually being able to turn a profit in the markets. Zach's taking over the industry. Not quite yet, man, but it's been fun the last couple of days for sure. What's up, Hydro Farmer? What's going on? Awesome guys from Discord. Thank you. I got so many cool messages yesterday. So much support yesterday. It was really, really awesome. Thank you guys. Everybody that reached out and shot me a message, said congrats getting on Top Step, or they liked the show, or new guys that hopped on and said, what I talk about resonated with them. I really appreciate that. I really do. It's awesome, man. Love being able to do this. It's fun. Do you use any indicators besides VWAP? No. I run order flow on the side. Bookmap, which I have not spoken about at all during this session. It is my favorite order flow tool. Boom, here is Bookmap. I am not like to be transparent and honest about everything. I'm not the Bookmap expert. I'm not the order flow expert yet. This is new to me in the futures market. I don't have a ton of experience on it, but I'm applying this in a very dumb guy way to say, where is liquidity in the market above and below price? What happens when price gets towards that level? What happens when it hits it? Does that liquidity stay on the market? Is it spoofing? Is it manipulation like everybody worries about? Just starting to pay attention to it. So far, it's been extremely helpful. These areas, especially if we're selling off right now, these areas seem to act as magnets, especially if price is getting close to it. If it's following the market structure and trend of the day, it seems like price loves to go and tag those levels. And what happens when you get there is oftentimes you see a lot of volume traded. and it can add fuel to the fire on a trend to the downside or upside. You can see reaction, but just another important level to be paying attention to. So that is not an indicator. It's order flow software using level 2 data. Name of it's bookmap. No, I don't use any other traditional indicators. I use VWAP. I use the drawing tool, anchored VWAP, which I guess could be considered an indicator. I don't know if VWAP, I guess, is technically considered an indicator as well. Volume weighted average price. Horizontal levels, discretionary levels for me. Good questions though today, man. Yeah, again, nothing yet, guys, for me. If you missed it earlier, I'm kind of just in sit and wait mode. I'd like to trade. I want to press this combine. I wouldn't be mad if I kill it on here with you guys today and hit a DLL. I have multiple fresh ones. I have one close to passing. I got to make something happen, but I'm not just going to take random trades for the sake of trading. I got to see something that makes sense. We continue this little push down, which we're not really right now. Some volume behind that. And we crack VWAP and maybe we get some structure to the downside. I will look for a trade. Looking short. But this is tough. Very tough structure. Same thing if we get long. I'm going to be looking for more structure to the upside. So I'm waiting either way. I'm not taking the breakout to the downside. I'm not taking a breakout to the upside. I'm going to be waiting for more structure above or below. So that's kind of where I'm at here. What time frame do you mark? Overnight high, overnight low? I typically use midnight to open. I have been using midnight to open in the past and calling it pre-market high and low. I moved to just going a little bit further back in time and starting at session changeover, so 6 p.m. Eastern to 9:30 a.m. That's the time frame that I'm marking. It allows me to capture any other important level or high or low that was put in. And if I see another level that was put in after that makes sense because I'm widening that out a little bit, I'll mark that just with a discretionary zone. Just a nice rectangle. Took advantage of the data wicks today, 112 points. Very nice. Very nice. What size combines do you prefer? I'm on the 50Ks right now. Looking to become just the 50K specialist. I think it is the best profit. It is the best from a math perspective. Profit to drawdown ratio. You guys can do the math and understand that. I didn't right off the bat when I jumped into these futures combines. Go and look at the profit target in relation to the drawdown limit on the 50K, the 100K, and the 150K. And then look at the price of the accounts. So I'm working on the 50Ks right now. I also think it's the most common account. It's very relatable. Guys, you're just curious. I give myself 5 losses normally to blow an account. I prefer to get through them quickly as I don't see value in spending a lot of time on combines once you pass. Yeah. It's again, it's up to you guys. You might be in a very different situation than I am, but I can give you just the preface of why I am trading them the way that I trade them. Fortunate enough to be trading large size live Forex accounts before coming over to futures. Trying Forex prop firms for a long period of time before coming over to futures. So I kind of hung up the live account, even earlier than futures. But the risk per trade that I'd be using would be quite a few combines or quite a few combines and activation fees on a live account. So just to put it into perspective, it's different for everybody. $50 might be, a significant portion of your trading capital. $50 might not be at all a significant portion of your trading capital. Understand that piece and make your whole trading plan, right? Treat it as a business. What are you willing to invest into combines and resets? What is your expectation going to be? Shoot for the worst case scenarios, or at least understand the worst case scenarios and accept that risk and then go ahead and trade. And same deal for guys that get into XFAs quickly. They have multiple combines. Maybe they trade them very, very aggressively. But totally up to you. Don't think there's a wrong way to do it. NQ grind to a level and dumps. Yeah. Took 2 L's going short on YM today. Aggressive selling was absorbed last week. And today might be slow bullish market until September rate cuts news. Yeah, maybe. I'm not the fundamental watching guy, but I can take your word for that. I'm always on the fence for switching to futures from CFDs, and watching your content just gave me the confidence to go through with it. Yeah, I mean, I I can only say negative things about forex prop firms. I want to temper that with I was just on Austin Silver's live. He's got a prop firm that he works with, a CFD prop firm with a guy's face behind the company. Me as a US based trader, and I won't make this the whole story about forex prop firms. I got absolutely hung out to dry last year, to the end of last year, trying to work with forex prop firms. It was an absolute nightmare, and I really wouldn't want to see anybody go down that road. It was very tough. Just lost access to accounts based on them going by the wayside. Traded with some into profit where I was eligible for a payout, only to get denied because of the BS things they were doing with changing rules and just denying everybody outright. So it was tough. Coming to futures for me, absolutely night and day, market-wise and prop firm-wise. You look at a company like TopStep, you see what they have behind their brand and their company. It's not even a comparison. Futures for sure. Can't say anything other than I really do like it better in every way. Small piece that would be missing, I guess, working with a futures prop firm would be the ability to swing trade for me, but not something that I'm worried about at all now. Why are the pullbacks so violent? Is there a theory to that? Yeah, there's the stairs up and the escalator down. What is the theory behind that? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Don't know the logic behind it. Maybe somebody else does or has a solid reasoning behind why it seems that to the sell side the moves are so quick and violent and it's a staircase up. But I'm aware of that anomaly that we see in the markets, and I think that that saying holds true. Price takes the staircase up and the escalator down. I'm thinking it's institutions aggressively selling, but a passive buyer is pushing the market up. Maybe. Again, I don't worry so much about that stuff, guys. Early on, I really racked my head trying to figure out the why behind every price movement, looking at fundamentals, all these different factors, and just really confusing myself. Like, I asked myself, does it help me in any way to understand whatever this thing that I'm trying to understand is or apply to my trading decision? Or is it just additional information that's going to confuse me? And a lot of it just comes down back to pay attention to price. If you're going to trade technical analysis, you're going to be a technical trader, a technician. Focus on price action. If it helps you somehow and you can back test using fundamentals, you can apply it consistently. There's a lot of guys that do that, so go for it. But I do think from an early stage, a lot of guys are trying to solve this complex puzzle and understand the why behind everything and what the market makers and institutions are doing and all these different things. And if that helps you to describe it that way and understand it, great. I like to describe price action and understand it from a more technical, what am I seeing on the chart, or what are we seeing on bookmap, on an order flow tool, kind of to the point, right there. And that works well for me. We were talking about news today, the 8:30 news, right? If you guys don't know what, if we're very beginner in here, anybody has questions on news and how you can expect something like this increase in volatility, just ask and I'll continue. But we were talking about what happens after news, or at least I was. And I'm a big fan of not carrying a bias into your trading day in any way if you can avoid it. And my example is a lot of times today's a good example. A lot of times after a news event, you can expect a lot of volatility, a lot of volume to be traded, and some big movement. Conversely, on a no news Monday, for example, you might say it's a choppy, rangy day to be expected. If you carry that bias in every time on a no news Monday, or every time on a CPI, Thursday that we have, or Wednesday, that we have here, you can often get caught fighting the market, missing opportunities, and just really forcing this bias that is not playing out in the market. I think it's important to be aware of these things, but ask yourself, am I back testing with this bias when I go to back test and when I am live trading and forward testing all the time? Am I applying this bias consistently? And is it helping me? And for me, the answer is no, almost always. Another great example is what we're seeing here in August, right? Summer slowdown. That's the general term for the summer. Markets tend to slow down. Volatility dies down. We get a lot of choppy, rangy days. August, we didn't get that, man, at all. Look at what we had happen through August. August is, traditionally and often a slow month. Choppy, rangy summer days, right? Like what, not at all. So if you're constantly expecting that and carrying that bias in, I think a lot of times it can do more harm than good. If you're on the 1 minute chart here on ES or NQ, I think the guys that do well are the ones that stay flexible, very flexible. You pay attention to higher time frames. You look at what's going on. Are we tearing to the upside, selling off really, really harshly? Are we consolidating? Yes, understand that. But if you come in forcing this idea of it's August and it's going to be choppy and slow and I'm going to size down or I'm not going to worry about volatility, and all of a sudden you're faced with, NQ approaching price limits, selling off an insane amount, you could just be hung out to dry. So the market's unpredictable. Remember that and try not to carry too much of a bias. If you can consistently and it works for you, go for it. For me, I really don't find that it helps. So I try to temper things, and that's why even when I'm providing my analysis in the morning, if you guys don't know, free Discord where I apply share analysis. Sorry, getting late in the day here. Share analysis, answer questions, all that fun stuff. I don't say, I think the market's going to go up or I think the market's going to go down. I think we're going to come up to this level here and make this prediction of what's going to happen for the day. I give you my levels. I discuss where we are from a higher time frame perspective and possibilities, but I want to stay flexible. I want to trade the chart in front of me. I want to come in to 9:30 open and let price play out, structure develop, and get ready to go long or get ready to go short. That's what works for me. And the days I do the worst, when I go back and review, I really found that I had this bias, maybe that I wasn't aware of, where I was fighting the market the whole day, or I just was missing opportunities because I was thinking the opposite of what was going on. So stay flexible if you can in the low time frames. I swear, man, I better pass that combine. Jose. We'll look at that in Discord, Jose. But I got to talk to you anyway, man. We got to catch up. Chris, I think your name is Chris. Do you have a rule for how, as far as how long you stay in the market or not? No, I don't have a hard pressed rule. If you go back and you watch my lives and you hop on Instagram or YouTube Shorts and you look at some of those short recaps that I do, or even my trades, you'll see that it varies. I will say in general, a trade that is breaking out from the range or levels that I'm looking at to the upside or downside, I'm looking for this big extension, and I believe we have room to run, I will typically hold for longer. I'll leave runners on, or just depends on the situation, but I will hold those for a lot longer. As we're inside of this range, maybe, like when I took this buy here, I'm out almost every time at one of these levels fully. The thesis isn't that now we're going to break and run to the upside. It's that we got a great chance as we're breaking through VWAP here that we are going to run to the upside and go and hit 15-minute opening range high and or overnight high. So I do find that trades to and from levels within, within the session that I'm looking at, I hold for shorter. I typically have a very clear target. For stuff that's running to the upside or downside on the US indices, I like to hold. I like to try to capitalize on the larger movement if I can. I'll almost always scale out of some, take some profit somewhere that makes sense, try to control risk, and let those trades run. But that just comes down to your individual trade management. You got to decide what risk to reward you're going to shoot for in general. How you're going to manage your trades. Are you going to set it and forget it and not manage it at all? Are you going to go stop loss to break even at a certain point? Are you going to take a portion of the position off? Are you going to add to the position and control risk like I love to do, at least early on in the trade? You decide that. Your data will dictate a lot of that. And you should continue to review your data and update that trade management plan. What I mean by that, an example is, if you're journaling your trades the way you saw me, at least take screenshots and some basic write-up, you should start to notice trends in your trades. Are almost all of the trades that you close out going another full 1R in profit before they turn back around? Or are you holding trades too long, not hitting a take profit and closing out a partial or the whole trade, and they come back to stop you at break even? Nothing works every day, but you can start to find a balance in there that's going to work for your style and approach. And it's a balance between what positively affects the P&L over the course of a large number of trades and something that's actually tradable, right? A lot of times we might say, hey, you know what? Holding it to infinity and catching these huge days that come around once a month or a few times a month are the best for the P&L, but that's not realistic. I won't be able to last through the large number of losses and run this really, really abysmal win rate on the way to hitting them. Some guys can. Again, we got a guy in the community, Marcus, who I use as an example often, and that's more of his style. Really aggressive entry, very, very tight stop loss, low win rate, and he's taking very small losses consecutively on the way to massive winners. And he has to go oftentimes red day after red day after red day before the banger green day that comes his way. That might not be suitable for a lot of guys. Harder on the psychology. But again, trade management, super important, difficult. And even if you find that balance, you're not going to be right every day. And it's not going to work out every single day. So accept that you're not going to top tick and bottom tick the whole move and be happy with whatever your system is going to give you. That's it. Hope that answers the question, man. Rambled on there for a while. Not a whole lot of movement here, guys. Kind of feeling like yesterday to me, where I was on TopStep TV and I wanted to take a trade, and I just didn't have any kind of setup. This is choppy. I'm looking at this as very sideways movement. I do see a little bit of an uptrend, right? That would have been a trend line broken there. A little bit. Kind of feels a little bullish. Like I said, just pure speculation. Feels like rotation back down in. We failed to go lower. We failed to go higher. Do I think we're just going to run to the end of the day now at 2:18 p.m.? No. I think we're likely to just chop around, maybe sell off really harshly, or just pull some volatile move towards the end of the day, if not chop around. But this is a slow, choppy market for right now. Not looking for a sell. I don't think a stop loss above here and a target all the way down to the bottom is in store. I don't have anything specific coming off levels. We did respect this quite a bit, but I don't have one in me right now. Yeah, gun to my head, I'm going short. Something like this. Really wide stop, or not really wide, but wide enough, and target somewhere down here. Breakthrough VWAP, continuation lower. That would kind of be the play. Yeah, I just it's not a great trade for me. It's not really a valid setup. So we'll wait. We will wait and see. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Let's see, bookmap. Anything crazy? Yeah, I mean, again, we got that level above, 490. That's a pretty prominent stack of orders. If we continued higher, we cracked above these highs, I wouldn't mind trading towards a high of day where we have a whole bunch of liquidity sitting right up here. Throw a line on the chart so we can see it together. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about on bookmap. Again, like any other tool, does it work all the time? Is it something that you see and perfect? I'm gonna trade towards that, and we're good to go. No, it's like any other setup, right? It works enough times for it to be dangerous. I find it helpful for me personally, and I utilize it. So if we cracked up here and continued this slightly bullish trend higher, I think a move to the upside could be in store. Again, I still like the potential for this short just kind of melting towards the end of the day. But I'm going to wait for a little bit more development. But that has gotten, let's see when that came on the book. Oh, I can't scroll back any further. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Hang on one second. Bookmap, let's see. Yeah, we can see this. So order flow tool. This is going to be the DOM. This is the order book, current order book. This is your price levels right here. You've got price, best, bid, and ask. That's how they display it. Volume bubbles displaying volume and where it's traded as price moves. Traditional volume down here. Some other volume profiles, cumulative volume delta that we really don't have to talk about. The way that I like to use this in the dumb guy, elementary style way, because I'm not the expert, is I'm paying attention to large levels like this. This is a heat map that displays this DOM by way of a heat map. I'm not paying attention to this stuff, which is algorithmic liquidity, or at least that's how I've heard it described. I don't know exactly what this is. People on that I speak to don't know exactly what it is. They say it wasn't always there. Most guys are just calling it the algos. They get turned on and off. Not exactly sure why it's there. Maybe it's just making bookmap harder to read. Who cares? I'm not paying attention to it. I don't find it significant. I find a nice stack of orders like that on the book up here right around 489 3/4 to be significant. Area of liquidity that price may want to go and tag. If it gets there, maybe we see a push through. Maybe we see a reaction to the downside. What I've noticed is if there's consecutive levels on the chart, multiple levels of liquidity to the upside or downside, when price gets to the first one, it loves to push through and go hit the next one. Again, this is just the first few months of me working with order flow. It's not something that I use exclusively, but it's certainly been helpful. You can see in a day like today, we don't have anything really below price. This does change rapidly, right? This is the live market right here. Everything looking left past this is historical. You can see things that come on and off the book. You can see what happens as price comes up into a level. Does the liquidity stay on? The order stay on the book? Does it fill? Is volume traded? Kind of use all that to your advantage. So that's a level to pay attention to up here. But again, just kind of choppy right now. Nothing really close to price. That's going to help us out. This is pretty thick up here. I do see this. Algo is kind of overlapping it, but there is orders under here. At least that's what it looks like to me. And that's going to be right above price at this level. But if you guys have questions, feel free to ask while we're hanging out. We can do the fun poll if YouTube lets me. Maybe YouTube? What are you guys trading? Are we going long? Are we going short? When we don't have a trade, sometimes I like to put a 1 micro on with you guys, have some fun. Not take your poll here into consideration, but have some fun. Go ahead and answer that one, guys. Right now, this again, man, the longer term, I could see the rotation back down into the zone. But I have to follow, my system here, right? And what is my only setup? Somewhat bullish overall. Headed towards, the top of these levels to break to the upside again. Liquidity above. Just because I think a move might occur does not mean I'm going to trade in that direction at all. Right now, this is calling for a long for me. Getting close to calling for a long. Really, a break above this level would be calling for a long. I'm looking at bookmap here. I see liquidity. I'm tempted to get in now, trade towards it, see if we can continue this move up, run a pretty damn wide stop loss down below session VWAP here. Down below the lows would be really wide, and target a move back up to the upside on towards the end of the day here. But it's very slow, and I don't know. I don't know that we see that volatility come in. Otherwise, I'm stuck here for the next hour and a half, which I will if I have to be, or if I enter a trade and leave it on. We can talk about it in Discord. Ugh, that's really wide. Don't want to stop right here. I think a crack up, a wick down, and then a continuation is fine. I'd have to run like a 14, 15 point stop loss on this one. That's pretty damn wide. Not a fantastic risk structure, right? That's the other piece of it. Even if I'm targeting highs way up here, or just high of day, maybe just below high of day. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. Watch bookmap, see if that gives some indication. Yeah, there are orders up there, man. Gonna stay patient. That's the game plan. Thinking through my trades. Again, I trade discretionary. Multiple setups can arise. This one is more of a traditional market structure and price action. Trying to find a good way to structure risk. That's really what's keeping me out of this one right now. This is just not a fantastic risk structure. I don't want to have a stop here or here, and having one this wide where it would make me really comfortable to say, hey, if we come all the way back down, I got this trade completely wrong, and invalidation zone is way down here. It just doesn't give me a great initial risk to reward, even though I don't look at risk to reward in that traditional sense. Because I manage my trades, I scale in and out, I still like to pay attention of where my initial stop loss is going and what it's going to mean for my size. Long America, 86, 85, 87. You guys are bullish, man. 86, 87, 85. Almost nobody on the shorted to the ground side. Yeah, I'm gonna watch bookmap and again, although I got a little bit of random speculation that we just rotate back down in, long is the play here. Long is what my system calls for, and that's what I stick to. See, what do we have? Adobe Range watching. What's up, man? NQ, got you. Yeah, let's there's not a whole lot up there, but let's look at putting something on. Do some math with you guys here. We're on micros. I've been being really lazy about structuring my initial trades just by scaling in with like 2 to 3 micros at a time, and it's making it seem like I'm taking 1,000 trades, and that's not super helpful. I'm going to look at something like 7 or 8 micros on this bad boy. I'm getting long on this one from up here, guys. Gonna go with a stop loss just down below these lows. Yeah, that's a wide stop. I'm gonna come up here. I'd like to give it room to tap VWAP without taking me out. Let me just see what this looks like, and then maybe I will add. That's wide. That's really wide. Past VWAP and prior day high by 5 ticks. Yeah, I'm okay with this. About $500 worth of risk. Again, reason for the trade, we got liquidity sitting up here, albeit not a ton. We have more liquidity sitting up here. This is an okay one for me. We're retesting this zone, higher lows into this area of overnight high. Would like to see it break, maybe with some force. Maybe we just trend a little bit higher. We get the absolute waterfall to the downside. I'm not going to survive it back down through VWAP. I do have a stop right at these lows. I'm not going to go wide enough to survive a test of that low again. Maybe I get some room to manage it if it does start to sell off and I cut it before it does hit a stop loss, but probably not, honestly. I'll probably just let this one ride. Yeah, I'm okay with this one. Let's target the move back up. See if we can get a push here as we start to come back above this high. We'll see if we break. We'll see if we just find resistance here again and sell off to the downside. Somewhat bullish overall. Again, I'm fighting the dumb instinct in me that just says, oh, you know, I think we're going to rotate back into the zone for no reason. I don't have data behind that. And I'm going to trade the chart, right? So we got a trade on. Let's see if we can get something to happen before 4 p.m. And we'll go from there, guys. Again, fairly high risk for this account. I'm risking my profit and then some. This one's in drawdown, a combine. I have multiple fresh ones. I have 5 XFAs. Would I be putting on $500 worth of risk if I only had one XFA to trade? I mean, one combine to trade? No, probably not. So, you know, grain of salt that risk management. You should understand, you know, what the person's doing when they're going to make big wins or big losses. I think it's important, and a little bit of why behind it. So that's the play. I'm going to shoot towards this this high of day level. If we did start to pop, or we did drift higher, you know, initial area, I don't have a fantastic one to take profit at right off the bat. Could look for something up here if we pop up. Again, nothing really major on bookmap except for this 74.5 level that we're quickly approaching right above these highs. We'll see how we react there, and then all the way up here. So we'll wait for some more structure, wait for some price action to dictate, hey, this thing looks good, we want to hold on to it. I don't see myself adding to this one and bringing stop loss up here. That could be a play, but I'm going to go with the wide stop loss, at least wide for me to start, and shoot for this move to the upside. And if it has to come back and stop me out, no problem, man. We will turn, you know, this profit into a $250 or so loss, and that's cool. I enjoyed watching your segment on TopStep TV. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Everybody here from TopStep TV, thank you for hopping on. I was grateful to be able to do that. I hope it's not my last time. It was very fun. I got some great responses from you guys and from their team afterwards, so I'm looking forward to doing it again. It was a blast. Really, really professional platform, obviously, that they have, and I'm lucky to be on something like that. So that's really how I feel. But if you're here from TopStep TV and you just joined the Discord, feel free, follow me on Instagram, follow me on X, on Twitter. Hop in the free Discord. I run a free Discord where I live trade like this here on YouTube every day. I share my analysis with my charts every morning. You could be asking me questions this afternoon about my trading, anything that goes into what I do. And you get all my trades for the morning logged in there with the trade report from TopstepX, you know, all that good stuff. So you can see what I'm doing, update you on everything, news every morning, mindset psychology that I'll be doing more with channel. That's the community, man. We'll be happy to have you in there. Plus, just an awesome community of traders and guys that are in there sharing the wins, the losses. We got guys that are funded, taking payouts. Guys that are hitting the 5K club. We got new guys in there that are learning as they go, and everything in between. So it's awesome. Welcome in everybody that's from the Discord that joined yesterday. Had a bunch of people join yesterday. It was awesome. So it's great, man. It's great. But yeah, follow me on all the socials. Hop in the free Discord. And again, I have a one-on-one paid coaching program. It's the only coaching program that I have, one paid program. I don't press you guys on it. This isn't a VIP, feeder program with a paywall to say, to get my strategy and how I do what I do, you need to pay me. No, I come on here. You could ask me questions. You could ask me another question right now. And I'm happy to answer it here live while I'm hanging out for hours almost every day. If you want help with implementation, you want to work on your trading plan, you want to hone in on your psychology, your mindset, you're breaking through that barrier of getting funded and moving to XFAs, or you're just struggling with technical analysis, whatever it is. I have a one-on-one program, 2 one-on-one sessions through Zoom each week, 1 hour long, and 2 hours every morning for NYSE session trading with just the guys that are in the program through Zoom. I have a ton of people that have reached out to me, an almost full calendar for people that want to talk to me. I have like 4 meetings to talk to people after. You can book a free 30-minute call to speak with me if that's something that you're interested in. If not, absolutely no pressure, man. We can hang out. You can join the community. You could be here every day live with me. You don't have to give me any money. That free means free. You don't even have to click like and subscribe. I'd like if you did, but you don't have to, man. Free means free. Great results from the guys in that program. It's awesome. Guys getting funded, guys taking payouts. Absolutely no guarantee that any of that happens for you if you're considering it. Just the guarantee that I will give you 100% as far as my effort and my skill set and doing my best to hold you accountable in a real coaching and trader environment on a daily basis. That's the way I do it. No signals group, no VIP where everybody just watches what I do. We're working together one-on-one. Initially, we're going to meet for an hour and a half, dig into where you're at now, your experience, your trading, craft a serious business plan, a trading plan, risk management, trade management, how you're going to journal, how you're going to create a feedback loop, how you're going to continue to adjust everything that goes into trading and pulling money out of the markets. And then put it in place, not hit the nail on the head, right? And continue to adjust and adapt. And over the course of a month, you can make some serious improvements doing that. That's my humble opinion. It's what helped me out early on and late in the game, being part of communities that had that type of interaction through Zoom every single day. And it's what I feel can help other traders and that I've seen help other traders. So happy to talk to you about that. Again, don't mind if you absolutely say that's not in the cards. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, or I'm dead broke, and that's just not in it for me. You can hang out. You can be part of the community. You can ask me questions here. You want to get serious. Time is money. You're ready to make an investment. I'm happy to talk to you about it, man. Don't wait. Not manufactured demand. I was on Top Step TV yesterday, as you could imagine. Email blew up, and the calendar is almost fully booked through the week. So I only work with a handful of guys at one time. Can't do it with a whole bunch of people. Can't scale it. Don't want to. Not the game plan. So just looking at bookmap, we came into that level of liquidity that we were talking about, although it seemed to lighten up, right? Not a whole lot sitting there. So we just cracked above this high, and we didn't get a lot of follow through from price action. We didn't get a whole bunch of volume traded. And now we're coming just back down towards entry to tap into this. Would have loved to see a much nicer pop, more momentum to the upside here, some force showing that buyers are going to take this thing higher. Going to let this one ride for right now. But again, I actively manage my trades, and I'm not right every day. I do the best that I can. I have some consistency that I apply to the way that I manage my trades, but I do manage them. And there'll be days where I cut a trade before it moves into profit, and a day where I cut a trade before it moves all the way to a stop loss. In the long run, out of 100 trades, I find I positively impact that P&L. think it's more difficult on your mindset to do that. And you get everybody in your comments, if you trade live like me, saying, don't let a winner turn into a loser. Don't close your profits early. Don't close your, don't adjust your stop loss, or you should have a take profit. It's great, man. You do you, and you trade the way that you want to trade. I'll show you how I do it. And again, acknowledge that I won't get it right every day, and I'll never get it perfect every day. But I'm okay with the piece that I do take. So that's the play. That is the play. How much, man? I don't give it out ahead of time. I talk to guys about it. It's why I dedicate hours every week. I want to be able to first talk about, this is the one-on-one program, talk about your trading, make sure it makes sense, because I say no to a whole bunch of people that hit me up and talk about it for a number of reasons. So I want to make sure that I genuinely think that we can make improvements. If not, maybe we come back at a later time, or it's just not the right fit. Second piece is, you're not going to be able to value it unless we really discuss what we think we can do. So book the free call if you're considering it. It's no pressure. If you don't end up doing it, it's out of the realm. No pressure, man. I'm not going to pressure you at all. Does bookmap tell you if buy or sell? Or yes. So here's the deal, man. These are orders. These are orders. What's going on with bookmap? Hang on. These, are orders on the bid and ask, above and below price. The way that I'm looking at this, again, is not to try to determine what these orders are doing and why. For me, again, it's just to see orders on the book. It's not going to show you specific stop loss orders. There's indicators that you can add on to bookmap that show you executed stop loss orders, that show you iceberg orders, orders being fed into the market continuously and kind of being hidden from the DOM, a number of other things. The way that I'm approaching this, and again, not the order flow and bookmap expert yet, is just from the dumb guy. I want to pay attention to a bright red level like this on the book, because I've seen before, not even talking about market mechanics and why the market may move towards a level of liquidity. I've seen these levels feel like magnets that draw price to it. This is pretty damn far away, but as we get very close, if we have a big level of liquidity, it feels more rare, just based on my own personal experience so far watching it, that we move directly away from that level without at least coming into it, if not trading that area, volume, quite a bit of volume being traded, and then a continuation through it or above it, even if we're going to react to the downside. So that's the way that I'm looking at, right? On my chart that you see, I have different levels, areas of interest, right? 15-minute opening range, high and low, prior day high and low, overnight high and low. I'm not using these in a super duper specific way to say when price gets there, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. They're an area of interest. Maybe I want to trade towards it. Maybe I want to trade past it. Maybe I'm going to say, hey, I don't want to stop loss, like I was saying, right at VWAP and prior day high, because this is an area of interest. If price comes lower, maybe we tap that level before continuing to the upside. And, I don't want to stop right there. Same thing with bookmap. If we have an area of liquidity above or below price, maybe I don't want to have a stop right at that level, because I think it's likely that whether we're going to continue in the direction of my trade or not, price is going to come and tap that order, those orders potentially. So again, really just areas of interest. That's the way that I've started to use them. So if you're interested in bookmap and you want an even more detailed explanation of all of the settings, the things it can show you, and then even how it's applied in a number of different ways, guys run this way more zoomed in than I do. Different settings. Their site is awesome, man. I'm not affiliated with bookmap in any way right now, outside that I use it and I show it on my live, and I say personally that I find it useful. But their site is pretty sweet. Some of the videos can be really long and daunting, but I've worked through quite a few of them, and they're pretty educational. You can learn a lot that way. So yeah, I'd just encourage you to go there with it. Get rid of People in Discord talking. Thanks for answering all questions. 100%, man. Yeah, trading questions, you know. That's what we're doing on here. Watching the market kind of drifting higher. Again, guys, I don't love this. The longer, even though, you know, we're in the green right now, we're in the money, not by a whole lot. I'm running a super wide stop loss, you know, so I don't love this. It's so much hesitation. You know, we're breaking above this, but we're really not continuing through. I don't love the way we're just kind of consolidating and slowly drifting here. I don't want to take off a good position, but you know, the more this happens and the less volume that we get here trading and slower that this kind of just grinds sideways, the less confidence I have in this trade. To be completely honest with you, I'm not going to move my stop right now, but I don't know that I would want to let it come all the way down. We get a really violent move like this, I'm not going to have time to manage. So, you know, that's where my stop is. That's where, you know, the order will take me out of the market until I decide to move it. But slow movement sideways here. 2:47 p.m. You know, if you guys aren't aware, towards end of day, we get more data from just watching this thing chop around. We get market on close and orders and all that good stuff that really can create some volatility. I'm not the favorite power hour trader. I do trade it. I have had some success trading it. It can feel a little bit unpredictable and a little bit volatile, you know, especially all the way through that like 3:50 p.m. time frame. You know, it feels almost like a news event, you know, oftentimes. So I don't mind the afternoon. Sometimes it can be slow, other times not so much. But I look at the time and I think, okay, do I want to hold this all the way into power hour where we do see some of that volatility just to, you know, just to see if I'm getting direction right and we are going to continue to the upside? Or, you know, is it something that I kind of want to get out of before then? You know, again, no stop loss to break even yet. This didn't do much of anything. Obviously, I'd be stopped out already. So I'm going to hang with this one. I'll hang with you guys for a bit. We don't start to get some movement soon. I'm probably not going to want to sit in this one forever, whether it's a win or a loss. You know, this was, you know, thesis that we're going to break to the upside. We had some liquidity here. We don't anymore. We got liquidity way up here. Slow grind sideways. No real force above these highs to take it higher. Just kind of drifted and, you know, now is pulling back a little bit. See something like this, you know, just this choppy back and forth BS. I'll do it with the path tool and then a continuation to the upside. You know, if I'm looking at these from a measured move perspective, right, I am a fan of just having an idea of how large price action is. I am giving this quite a bit of room before my stop loss. I'd survive a pretty big move in price action if I wanted to hold it all the way back down here. But again, this is just the thought process. Series of if-then statements in my mind and do my best to discern price action. Read price action and market structure to the best of my abilities. Adel King or a Deal King. I'll say that, I guess. Just curious, are you still, does it say still? Yeah, are you still at your day job or are you full-time trading? I am full-time trading. I left my career of about 9 years in sales management that I really did enjoy about a year ago. I'm going to say a year and a month ago, I left that after trading about 5 years markets with about, let's say 2.5 or so with some serious traction and an enormous amount of focus on trading. Before I left, I made a very serious plan with my wife, with my family, to save money, to put myself in a position to treat this like a business and say, hey, you're probably not going to hit a home run year one, and you want to be able to pay yourself. So I put myself in a very favorable position where I don't know that a lot of guys that are considering this full time or being able to leave their jobs are able to do. Again, not bragging. It's actually, I think, like a downside thing, but important to describe. When I left, had great traction in Forex. Again, trading fairly large size live accounts. That's all relative, so large to me. And really, as I was leaving, was very interested in Forex prop firms, wanted to get funded that way, wanted to limit downside risk, utilize my own live funds elsewhere in the markets, and have access to this capital, utilize other people's money, all that good stuff. That was a journey through hell with Forex prop firms that brought me all the way to futures this year, and that's the journey that I'm still on. The only reason I've been able to take that journey without trading live accounts and making big money and actually investing money into prop firms and doing what I'm doing here and trading a combine here with you guys, right, with no money that's going to be made today, is because I'm able to pay myself that way. So it's been great coming over to futures. I wish it happened earlier, but now I'm into 5 XFAs max funded, account wise, not dollar wise, because it could be 150K accounts, but max funded with 50K combines, 50K XFAs with TopStep, starting to trade those. Multiple combines that I'm still working through, like the one that you see me trading here, and just continuing down that path, right? I set that goal out for myself. If you watch TopStep TV, you heard the way that I am with setting goals and going out to hit them. And right now it's, continue down this path until I find that I want to shift or pivot. But right now it's get paid through these funded accounts, develop a serious relationship with these companies, and make it work that way. Leverage other people's money, have access to a whole bunch of this simulated fund capital until you get to a live account maybe, and do that. So that's where I'm at with it. Congrats on that. It's not just the salary; it's the health insurance, retirement pension. It is. There's a lot that goes into it, and I'll talk further on this, guys. Again, I put myself in a position where I was able to do this full time, in a way that I don't know that many others will do or will be able to do. And there's a lot of things to consider before you leave your day job to just trade, or maybe trade and start coaching like I have this year. Again, I haven't been on this coaching journey very far. Hasn't been the whole time that I've been trading live, that I've been full time, or even before that. It's only been since February, really. I think February 5th was the first video that I put out. And even then I wasn't really organized with it. And it's been less than that for, the live trading and everything that I'm doing to show transparency and build this community. You don't have to quit your day job. There's no pride in being a full-time trader or something like that. You don't have to leave your source of income. I think you can find ways to trade while you have a job, while you're employed, and if you can make that work, all the more power to you, man. I took this, higher risk route, personal choice, the way that I wanted to do it. I'm, very competitive that way with myself. I know I want to dedicate my full focus to the markets and becoming the best that I can at trading, in the way that I do. And, that's all my attention to do that. But, you don't have, there's no badge that you get from anybody or anything great when you quit your job and come to the markets, outside of the time and freedom and flexibility and those types of things. But again, I would not recommend it to anyone unless you are in a position to pay yourself for a long period of time. Because even if you have great traction and you're making big money, the markets are very nonlinear. And hopefully you learn this before you decide to quit your job. you will not have a consistent pay from the markets. I don't care who you are. You have to understand that piece. And just like this gentleman said, you do miss out on many of the upside benefits of, there's no paid vacation days from the markets. It's none of that. So unless you're in a situation to pay yourself a comfortable amount and cover all your expenses and trade from a risk, from a not I need money mindset, I would not consider it, whatsoever. I would keep your day job and, focus on trading and gain your traction, and then decide it, way down the road when you're in that position due to trading or your day job, and then consider. But again, man, I look at trading like a business, right? I think it's important too. What business are you going to start that you're going to just hit a banner year? I mean a business where you're your own boss, all the investment is coming from you, it's 100% reliant on you, and it's extremely non-linear and often not just completely dictated by your performance. The market conditions play a big role in that. None. You're not going to pay yourself. So, you better be in a position to have your expenses covered and live your lifestyle comfortably the way that you live, cover all the things that, the unexpected stuff, before you consider any business. I don't care what you're going to do. So if you frame it in that mind, I think you could be okay. Again, how long does it take to become really, really well paid and high up in any career path that you go? It's usually not a couple years, guys. Same with sports. You don't break out in 1 or 2 or 3 years. It takes a long period of time, and there's ups and downs and failures and constant changes. And I'm watching this break to the upside here. Nice, very nice. It's constant. I want to continue that because it's important. And again, the way that I talk about it is not from a prideful way. It's a realistic way, because everybody wants to trade full time. They want to leave their job. They want to be their own boss. Freedom, flexibility, go wherever you want, trade from wherever you want. Yes, like that is the goal. That is available for you. But what does it take to get there? And look at me and how long I've been doing it and where I'm at in the journey. This stuff is no joke. At this point, guys, I'm going to go stop loss to break even. I would really like to hold towards this level of liquidity. I'm tempted to take a couple off. I think a retest is in store. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just take a couple off here. See if I can throw 3 on the ask, secure a little bit of profit. Great. What do we take off there? $100. Just don't want to see this come all the way back down, stop me at break even before continuing. I'm going to hold majority of the position, 4 out of 7 micros towards this level of bookmap, past these highs. That's the goal. Reason for taking it off there, again, just the nice impulsive move. That could continue blasting. We're kind of tapping into the low of this wick over here to the side. I'd like to secure some, especially if I'm going risk-free on this trade. Again, I could see this easily coming back down to test this level, and it still be a valid trade. Do I want to hold this all the way back down to become a loser at this point? No. My new invalidation is going to be up here. This is the breakout. We waited for it to chop around. It pushed up. We got a winner. Profit secured. Risk-free. Hooray for Zach. No. Could on another day, that's a loser, and then I take another trade, and that one's a loser. But, talking about this trade, we got the breakout to the upside. Is something like this, possible? Absolutely, man. So a little bit of profit secured up here. Not the half of it. Again, wide stop loss, $500 worth of risk, all the way down here. I want to make this. I want to make this worth it, holding all the way up to this level or somewhere up here if it's at all possible. Don't want to not secure any profit, but that's a balance. Maybe today this thing runs and the move was to not take anything off. Maybe it comes back to break even, and closing all of it right here arbitrarily would have been the best play. Again, you're not going to get it right on every day. You're not going to get it right every day. On another day, a move that you'll see me do is as we continue in the direction, get structured like this, we break to the upside, adding in. Double up on the position, move stop loss from way down here, either under here or under here as a new level of invalidation. I will still scale out of the position. It allows me to take profits earlier and keep my trade risk free. Moves the average size, average entry up, but it's a solid move. I really, really do like adding into positions. So here we go, pulling back off of this one. We'll see if it plays. Again, come and stop me at break even. No worries. So, yeah, man, trading full time, it's no joke. So put yourself in a position where you don't need money from trading. You don't need your, trading capital. If you're going to go through prop firms, maybe you wait till you're making a whole bunch of money. Maybe you don't, but you have some capital to invest. Kyle, what is up, bro? Looking good. We're green. First time here. What's up? Antonio, Will. What's going on, brother? Yeah, man, we got a winner. We got W's in the chat, as the kids say. Oh, man. Yeah, playing out for now. Again, that was a nice impulsive move. Didn't follow through. We're kind of pulling back off. I got a nice close up here on that one, like right here for now. Would love to see this just pull back. Maybe I survive it down here if it just has to tap this. But this is a strong level, guys. So I think if we come lower, it is going to come and tag me out. But that's okay. I'm not willing to say, hey, I want to let this come all the way down here before I get myself out. Does a stop loss level maybe down here make sense for some guys, even as they're letting the trade run, or to just let it play out? Sure. The other piece I'm taking into consideration here is we're coming into that late day. That's something that I apply to my trading every day. It's not a bias. We're coming into that power hour time frame, again, where we get data from the market that really starts to kick up volatility and can change the direction rapidly. I like to manage risk around that time frame and not really hold a nice winning trade all the way back down to a loss into 4:50 or 3:50 or 4 p.m. Eastern. So that's the play. If this $100 has to go to 10, no problem. Not a big deal. I will do that in the pursuit of the $300 that I would like to turn it into. Not going to run a take profit there. So, yeah, and chat got it right, man. Long America, look at that. You guys were on, at least for now. And if you guys got questions, feel free to ask. 303, we're chilling. I'm gonna let this play out. See if we can get a push up towards these highs, towards this level on bookmap. That would be pretty sweet. We can catch a nice winner on here. Yeah, again, I'd really, to make it make sense. To make it make sense, like the kids say, also, I'd like to hold it towards this level of bookmap. I think if we really start to push here, the move is a run towards the highs and above, and I'd like to hold for that. We get tagged out. Probably not going to take a second entry on this. Earlier in the session, that might be a move that I play as well. Control risk on the first position. Once it makes sense, take a little bit off, risk-free trade. We come back and then continue. Maybe I jump back in, worse entry price, but you avoid the potential for it to just melt from wherever it moved to. Look at this on the 5. Yeah, we look okay. Okay. But if you guys hopped in late, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. I run a free community on Discord with live trading here on YouTube almost every day, straight from my trading platform, showing you the wins, the losses, letting you say this guy's great or this guy sucks based on how the day goes and whatever your biased opinion is. Great community of guys in Discord. You could ask me questions today. I try to answer everybody. I'm never going to have more time to answer questions. So if you have them, hop in there now, man, and ask away. Would love to have you. Analysis with my charts every morning, my levels, showing you what I'm looking at. News, like this morning, I'm saying CPI news, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Pay attention, alerting everybody, and a whole bunch more. I also run a one-on-one program. It's my only paid program. I am not pressuring anybody to join it. You can hop in here free and absorb as much as you like for forever, and we will be best internet trading friends. If you're interested in getting serious help with your trading, you want to actually work one-on-one with somebody that's not available out there in any way that I've seen that I do it, one-on-one, multiple hours a week, 2 hours every single day, live with just a small group of 5 to 6 max, trading NYSE session open for 2 hours, and 2 1-hour one-on-one sessions through Zoom where we dig into where you're at now and where you want to go, craft a serious plan to get there, make adjustments along the way, hold your ass accountable to journaling, to trading the way that you know that you can, and make real improvements. Awesome success with guys that I've worked with so far. Gentlemen, one of the 2 gentlemen that I'm working with right now, crushed it, absolutely crushed it. Had experience, had been funded before, had taken payouts, had some struggles, had some own things that he worked with or that had to work through without going into too much detail. Came to me, this is just a fact of the matter, you can verify it with him if you'd like. Came to me 50% to passing a $150K account, passed it in 2 days of working with me, proceeded to trade the XFA into profit, get paid out on it $2,300. Is that a realistic expectation for everybody? No. That's somebody that was funded before, had taken big money payouts, and really just need to organize a couple pieces of the puzzle. And, we've worked through some of that, and we're continuing to work through it. It's a never-ending process. You don't just flip the page. I don't have any magic answer, but similar to a sports coach, it's the way I like to approach it. I'll work with you every day together, jointly, to make this thing happen, or try as best we possibly can. So it's awesome. Everybody that I've worked with so far has been absolutely awesome. Everybody that I've spoken to about working with me has been awesome. If you talk to me and you're on the hook and you're thinking about it, reach out, man. The calendar is booked. Let me not manufacturing demand. So I have receipts for all my stuff, man. I try not to say anything that is a bunch of BS. So I'm going to the Calendly. I still don't know how to say this. The thing that you just go and book free appointments on if you want to talk to me for 30 minutes for free. I have 1, 2, 3 today, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 more tomorrow, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people on the calendar. 12 people on the calendar. And I think 2 more that are not on this calendar. So not manufacturing demand, man. If you want to work with me, please reach out. You're part of the community and you've been here and you've been thinking about it. Hit me up, man. I hate to be in a position to tell people no, or down the road where I can't scale this, I'm going to filter by price. That's just going to be the deal. I'm going to raise price to meet demand and the time that I put into it. So please, hit me up if you're interested. If not, absolutely no pressure. Not worried about it at all. You can stay in the community for free. You don't even have to hit like and subscribe on this video, although I would appreciate it if you did. But you can ask me questions. We can work together in that free aspect. ES is messing with us, man. What are we doing here? A little bit of a lower high and a pullback down. We break this low again. It's going to look less likely for us. Got an option to take 2 off now. I'm not going to do that. Not really going to move the needle. Want to see this turn into an additional $300, $350 all the way up near the highs. Don't know if that's going to happen. If we have to retest this, I would have liked to see it happen already. We're going to start to come lower in this kind of chopping to the downside fashion. Then I'm really happy that I have stop loss at break even. Disciplined Trader, what's up, man? What's up? We got guys from Discord. How are we doing? We're in a trade. We're making money. Today, again, I try not to get too hyped up about wins. I try not to get too sad about losses. You guys see me take them pretty emotionless. I try to have fun while we're on here, but When you gain confidence in your system, you do it for long enough, you know it's a game of probabilities. It's just about doing what you're supposed to do. And whether you're green or red on the day, as long as you know you did what you were supposed to do to the best of your abilities, it's all good, man. That's the way to go. So looks like we're gonna get stopped out for break even on the remainder. Secure like $100 or something like that. 131 bucks on the first position. Green on the session. Maybe you said, "Hey Zach, I'm gonna close all of that out," and you secured all that. I don't know exactly why you would do that, but maybe you did. We got long somewhere down here, right? Let's go to the report. 54.72 and a half. Yeah, what time? $81.25. Boom. Not a bad TP on the first piece. That's funny how that one played out. Again, only reason for that, impulsive move up, right? If I'm going to hold the remainder all the way up here, where's the logical piece, idea to take the first piece off if I'm going to go stop loss to break even? Somewhere around this level. I was eyeballing the bottom of this wick, broke above these. This is not a really strong level or anything like that, but figure we would take some off there. Got a nice exit on the first 3, left the remaining 4 on. We had 7 to start, and here we are just seeing if we can let the rest run. Doesn't look fantastic for us, I'll be honest. I think this is this has a good potential to come and stop out at break even. Again, not closing it here. Maybe we just retest and pop to the upside. So I don't want to kill a trade that I've held this long. I don't think it's worth closing it, or else I would close it. So that's the play. Gonna let this one run. We're gonna hold our trades because we're gonna put our trades on, manage them to the best of our abilities, and if that means hold it to break even, do the hard job and hold it to break even. Don't get shaken out of a good trade. That's what I say. W management had a nice. I had a $400 profit dollar trade on it pulling down. Awesome, man. Well done. Love it. Killed it on the first day. 1 of 3 XFAs. That's the stop out. Let's see what happens from here. Very nice. Disciplined trader. Love it, man. This is going to get journaled. Let's see what happens from here, right? 7 micros. This is a great way to, very simple way to journal on your chart if you'd like to. I also do an emotional journal. I call it emotional journal, where I'm using a piece of paper, pen and paper, talking about the session, pre-market, during the session, trades. Differs every day. Some days I write a lot, some days I don't. But I like to really dig into what I did and why. If I'm going to apply my discretion, I want to make sure that I am journaling that. I need to create a feedback loop for it, whether it goes good or bad. We need to know that. So initial stop was somewhere way, way down here. Final target was somewhere way up here. I'm going to leave that right there so I can mark it. 3 close, 3 off, and boom. We will show what we were really shooting for somewhere up there, level on bookmap. Let's talk about it. Long 7 micros. Breaking overnight high. Bullish structure. Can we spell? Targeting bookmap. Somewhere way up here. 54.90. say targeting strong. And we got the management on there. And this ended up being 141.25. Don't spend it all in one place, guys. That's how it goes sometimes. Done deal. If you're looking for a simple way to journal your trades, if you need a reason to journal, we could talk about that too. A simple position tool on a TradingView chart where you entered with a basic description like this. If you have a trade report from a broker or TopStep along with the performance metrics, all that fun stuff that's up here, this along with a journal like this, to me, is everything you need. You want to use software, you want to use TradeZella, something like that, absolutely, send it. If you're not journaling because you don't want to do a spreadsheet, you think it's too hard and too time consuming, you take too many trades, journal. I don't know anybody that makes it that doesn't journal. Just my humble opinion. In some degree or another, whether it's batches, whether it's very, very brief, whether it's super, super intense with spreadsheets and tons of data that's collected. But I love a screenshot of a chart with a position tool like this. It shows me, let's go ahead and just get rid of this for a minute. It shows me what happened before. It displays the price action and market structure. I can see what happened after the trade. Did I close early? Can I have managed it better? That type of a deal. And then all of the other additional details and nuances are already recorded within the broker. So I usually go more detailed than that on an explanation. And then again, even more detailed in a handwritten journal. But journal your trades. I'm not even going to go into why, but journal. If you're here and you're watching this and you're not journaling and you're trading, man, just do something else is the hard truth of the matter. Or go and journal. Buy yourself a $2 book and start writing this stuff out. Screenshot it. You go like this, boom, copy link. You paste that link. Maybe you track some P&L, some other information along with it in a whatever kind of document or spreadsheet that you like. Keep it super simple and just journal, guys. You got to create a feedback loop. You have to be able to review. It's a requirement to working with me. Doing this specifically is a requirement to working with me. So nice. W manager. Yeah, I wish I held it longer. 50 point. Nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that level on bookmap's still up there. Has not blinked. Not a whole lot of follow through. Pull back down into this area. Didn't quite crack below this low. This would have been like first area of invalidation, and then back below here, where initial stop loss was. I'd have to go back and actually watch the video to tell you exactly. Well, I could do the math. We were, we were somewhere down below here. Yeah. That's pretty much all I got, guys. One winning trade, not a massive one. Small off at the top, about half off. Right, we had 7 contracts, took three of the 7 off. Really right at the top. Back down to break even. Again, don't want to be in this one all the way through the end of the day just to try to capitalize on this volatility. Although I could see us popping back up here. We'll have to come back to it and see after I hop off the live. But green, finishing green on the day. If you go through, you'll see back to the beginning. I break down all my trades for you guys. Win-loss in the XFA for $140 some odd loss. Let me get it right. I like to be somewhat exact with this. If you hop in Discord, you can see these trades broken down clearly with the trade report, everything, 100% transparency. $145.41 negative on my XFA, still in profit in the XFA overall. This one started at $324.51. Here we are at $460. Was looking for this to be, again, another, $500 winner, something along those lines, based on the initial risk, maybe a little bit less with scale outs, but here we are with a $141 winner on this day. So that's it, guys. I'm not going to look for another one. I appreciate you being here. Hop in the free Discord if you're not already. Important to remember what was on the screen when I started and what's in the bottom of this video and all over my site and everywhere else. Make sure you read it. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing you see or hear or anything that I put out is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. You'll probably lose money if you decide to trade. I'm an idiot on YouTube. This is for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you understand that. This is awesome, guys. I will see you tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, back here again. Trying to do the same thing, make some money in the markets, maybe take some L's. Either way, answer questions and show you what my trading really looks like. That's why I named it Real Deal Futures. Friday, 1:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Friday. I'm going to try to standardize that, but I'm working through so many people that want to talk to me. I'm trying to make time for everybody. But guys, thank you. This was awesome. We had a ton of people on the stream. I think more than I've ever had today. I'm greatly appreciative of it. Thank you so much for being here. It's awesome. I'd be yelling at my computer screen by myself for no reason at all if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. I hope to talk to you in Discord. I'll see you here tomorrow.